Happy Thursday. It is May 27th, 2021. And let's go ahead and look at our jobs for today. So first things first, we have our grammar spiral review. Go ahead and click on this. And so you're going to see up here at the top, your sentences up here, they're going to be kind of silly sentences. You can see number 1, it says, there are no people living in that house anymore. So that is a really silly sentence when you read that out loud. And so your job is to go ahead and fix that sentence by writing it correctly down below. So instead of there are not no people living in that house anymore, you could say there are no people living in that house anymore, right? And so you would go ahead and you would write that there. You're going to do that for sentences 2, 3, and 4 as well. Then down here, you're going to try and write as many contractions down as you can. So remember, contractions are words that are taking 2 words and then combine them together using an apostrophe. So an example, instead of saying do not, you can write don't, D-O-N apostrophe T. Right? And so that could be one of your contractions that you write. Again, you're trying to come up with as many as you can. It's okay if you do not fill up all 12, but you should at least be able to come up with 6. So your goal is to try and come up with as many as you can, but if you don't get to 12, that's all right. Okay? Then over here on this side, right next to our contractions, you're going to see it asks you to place the correct punctuation at the end of the sentence. So here you're going to see Miss Walsh provided you with a question mark, an exclamation point, and a period. There are multiples of each. So you would look at the sentence, have you seen my book? And now you're going to look at your punctuation options. Would I end that with a period? Would I end it with an exclamation mark? Or would I end that with a question mark? Whichever one you decide, if I think it's with the exclamation mark, which we know is not true, I would go ahead, I would click and drag it over that space so that in that way Miss Walsh can see, oh, I think that is the exclamation mark that's at the end of that sentence. All right. And then finally down here is the last section, 1 through 7. You're going to go ahead and circle the bold word that correctly completes the sentence. So it is up to you to decide if your verb needs an S at the end or not. So you definitely need to make sure you read these sentences. My mom says I have to clean or cleans my room before I go to play. My mom says I have to clean my room before I go play. Yep, I don't need to write cleans, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to circle clean, and then I did my job for number 1, and I'm going to continue for questions 2 through 7. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and continue down. This job is for my Group C friends, only, A and B. We already completed this job in class. And so in 5 to 6 sentences, Group C, you're going to write your thoughts about art versus PE. So you're going to tell me which you prefer. If you like both, awesome, but you're going to tell me which one you prefer. Do you prefer to do art more than PE, or do you prefer to do PE more than art? You have sentence frames and starters provided on the right as always. Again, these are just a tool to use. You do not have to use them. All right, and so for our spelling, we are talking about homophones. Remember homophones, when we break down the word homophones, homo meaning same and phones meaning sound, so it means same sound. So your job for today's spelling is you are going to go ahead, you are going to unscramble the words. Your words are listed up above, so make sure that you use that as a reference as you are going through. Then for math spiral review, it is going to be basically the same type of questions that you answered yesterday. I think it's almost exactly the same kind of format, just different numbers. And so you're going to start off with questions 1 through 3, you're going to be rounding to the hundreds place. Remember, if you have a thousands number that comes before the 100, you leave it alone. So you will continue to have that number up at the front, and then everything else will become zeros at the very end of your number. Then you're going to go ahead for questions 4 through 8. You're going to do some subtraction. Make sure you are looking out for regrouping. I see double zeros right here, so I already know I have to regroup. Questions 9 through 12, you're going to multiply using multiples of 10. Number 13 is a challenge problem, just like yesterday. It is a may do, not a must do. Then here down below, we see we have our area and perimeter problems. Your formulas are given for you. As a reminder, length times width. Perimeter is length plus width plus width. And so you have that as a reminder. Again, please make sure you're paying attention. If down right here, if this is 7, then this also means up here is 7. If this is 4, then this side is also 4. Right? And then finally, down here below, we see we have a division problem, 56 divided by 7. We are not going to do repeated subtraction, but you will make an array that represents 56 divided by 7. Then this is a job for my Just Group C friends. You're going to go ahead, you're going to play this time game below. Please make sure you select the analog clock option. And there are 4 levels, so I would like for you to complete all 4 levels. The game is actually pretty funny, so highly recommend it. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to turn this sound off for right now. And so you're going to see that there are different levels. If you'd like to go ahead and do the practice round, you may. It's just showing you how to work the clock. So if I want to adjust the analog clock, I'm going to click on my minute hand to do so. If I want to move the digital clock, I will move it up and down with the arrows. Alright. 4, it will give you the option. It will ask you to do analog or digital. Please click analog. And then you're going to answer the questions based off of the time that they give you. Again, there are 4 levels, so please make sure you complete all 4 levels. Then Group C, you will have your daily Zoom with me at 12:30. Please make sure we come on time for today so we can get started on our jobs as soon as possible. Then we have a PE Zoom. Our PE Zoom is at 1:40. Please make sure you are showing up. Miss H is telling me how much she misses you guys, so please make sure that you are showing up so she can see your wonderful faces. Then after PE, a may do, not a must do. We have optional office hours from 2:10 to 3:10. If you have any questions, this would be a great time to come by and get some help on your assignments. And then finally, you have your D1 choice board. Please make sure you are following the directions. This does not get turned in until Friday. I just had to return it to 4 people who had turned it in early. Remember, this job does not get turned in until Friday. Alright, and so here I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to look for a new job I would like to do. Ooh, I'm up for a competition. Maybe making some paper airplanes with a family member and having a contest to see which one flies the farthest. I think that sounds like so much fun. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to move to now my blue slide because now I'm on my blue side. And I'm going to write paper airplane contest. I'm going to put today's date, which is the 27th. And then I would take a picture of my airplane and maybe the airplane of the person who I am competing against. So if I am competing against my brother, I would go ahead and I would take a picture of his plane as well. So then that way we can see the two different designs of the paper airplane. Alrighty. And that is going to be it for your day today, D1. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, D1.